idea what you start your team news for this weekend? How's the squad looking?
It's looking good in terms of there's nobody really immediately coming back from previous weeks where we've been. It's another week's training into the boys that have maybe just came back, Kieran Bowie and Miko, another full week's training into them too, which is great. And everybody else is fit and healthy other than the longer term boys in terms of Joe Newell and Marvin Ekpatera and Ellie. The three of them won't be available for the weekend still, which is where we kind of expected it to be right now. But hopefully we can get them back as quick as we can. But the squad's healthy otherwise. And
you welcomed Alassane Mane to the club this week. What can you tell us about him? What can the supporters expect, and how pleased were you to get that one over the line?
Yeah, delighted to get that one done. It's he's not available this weekend. He's still we're waiting on like an admin side to it with visas and international clearance and things, which we're hoping to try and get through today. Regardless if that does come through later today, he won't be available for the weekend, so if that might take to Monday. But he'll join us early next week. Worst case scenario, which is brilliant. Provides real strength and depth in the middle of the pitch. Played at a very good level, very competitive, very comfortable on the ball as well. So more options for him there, which is great for the football club.
And we know notoriously how difficult the January window is. Should fans expect more ins and outs by Monday night when the window closes?
I don't know if the word expect is the right one. I think naturally, the closer you get towards deadline, there's a lot of things that start to happen. The domino effect of people moving on at different levels and how that filters through. As I've always said, we need to be ready to be, if something comes up that we think can make us better, we'll definitely look to try and do that. But at the same time, if anything comes towards us, we've got quite a bloated squad as well, and we need to be ready to react to that. So as I say, the work's been going on for a number of weeks to make sure that we certainly finish the window in a stronger position than we started it.
And are the club in a position where players need to depart? You mentioned the squad's bloated there before you can bring more in, or are you in a position where you can just pull the trigger if something presents itself? No,
I think the club have been extremely supportive of me in terms of, I think back to the last window, the business that we'd done then, considering the size of the players, the squad we had, the amount of players we've got at the end of the season as well. I've touched on a lot about it being bringing in the right type, not just bringing numbers just for the sake of numbers at this moment in time. We've got a longer term plan as well with the amount of bodies that are out of contract at the end of the season. But the club have always been very supportive, and like I say, if something comes up that we think can be done and improves the squad and moves us forward, the club have always backed us on that, and I think they'll continue to do that, which is brilliant.
There's reports today that the club have rejected a bid for Ellie Yuan from Blackburn Rovers. Is there any truth in that? What can you tell us about that?
Well, I think Ellie's someone that every window attracts attention and speculation, purely because his attributes, his qualities he's got. And there is a lot of speculation around Ellie, but at this moment in time he's still a Hibs player, and until that changes, there's no real news on it. He just has to he's injured at the moment, he needs to keep working hard to get himself back on the training pitch as quick as he can.
Would you hope to still have him here by Tuesday?
If he's still here, then brilliant. If he's not, and if something comes up that we think is right for everybody involved, then we'll have to be ready to react in whatever way we think makes the club better.
And it's Aberdeen this weekend. I think it was 10 games ago that you had that 3-3 draw, a moment that seemed to really change your season. When you reflect back on that now, what was it about that game that seemed to change things and turn the tide?
I think it's probably because of the real adversity we've been through up until that point. I've said it many times now about it being so much more than just a point for the lads in the game. We got to draw out the game, but the way the game ended, scoring in the very last kick of the ball, we've been on the receiving end of that so many times up to that point. So for it to be the other way around, the lads took a lot of confidence and belief from that, and then ever since then we backed it up at the Motherwell game, the following game, and the momentum kept going from there. And we're in a much stronger position now and gave ourselves a real good opportunity off the back of that sort of turning point in the season, which is a real positive.
Is that the perfect example of how precious momentum is in football and what it can really do for a team?
Of course. I think it also demonstrates this league. I think right now there's a lot of talk about Aberdeen's run and what they're on at the moment, but they're still a very good side. They look what the run they were on at the start of the season. They were very good players and put themselves in a fantastic position early in the season. They're going through adversity at the moment, but they're no different from any other team in terms of the level of players they've got, the threats they're going to carry at the weekend, and we need to be ready for that, guard against any form of complacency, because we've demonstrated it in a positive way how quickly things can change. So I think we need to guard and be ready for that and keep moving forward. But the weekend is a real opportunity for us at home to try and get another 3 points, and that's the full focus.
And we spoke to Jack a little bit earlier, and he talked about how the players aren't looking down the bottom of the table now, they're looking up and chasing down third and fourth. How deliberate was it to instil that positive mindset, and how key can that be?
It's vital. I think one thing you can't do is, complacency is one thing, but I think, as you say there, about being positive and looking forward. Because of where we found ourselves this season, at times it has been all about just chasing the team in front of us. You know, times we're down the bottom of the league, and that's the only thing you can do. You can't look too far ahead. You need to deal with the next game. And at this moment in time, we're sitting sixth, but where we need to be is cement ourselves in that top six as early as we can, and try to get to the top end of the league as early as possible. And you know, it's going to be difficult because of, you can see how difficult fixtures are in this league and how tight it is. You know, from 11th right up to our position's only 5 points, and then even if you look at St Johnstone at this moment in time, I'm sure their thoughts will be on trying to get as many points as they can quickly to get back in it, but a couple of wins and they're right back in it as well. So you know, it is really tight, but our full focus is on opportunity at the weekend to try and get 3 points, and we're 2 points behind the team in front of us. So if we can take care of our thing, you never know, you might be able to catch the team in front, and that's our focus.
And you're playing against an Aberdeen side who've spent quite a decent amount of money in this January transfer window. Does that make this an even greater challenge given the calibre of player that money can buy?
No, I think it's all about us and what we're doing at the moment. You know, I think yes, they've improved. Well, they've tried to improve their squad by bringing in players, but for us, it's about what can we do and where we are. I think when you think about, you talked about the turning point in the season and where the two clubs are. One thing I'm strong with the players at the moment is it means the last two previous meetings basically don't mean anything. It's a one game. We look at this game as an individual thing and look at it as what did we do well in the last couple of games? Where did they hurt us and how can they hurt us? And like you said there, they've brought in players that they've tried to make themselves better. But at the same time, whatever 11 they put out on the pitch is going to be a very good side, and we need to be ready for that and make sure the players are ready for that. And it'll be a good game for people to look forward to. But as I say, the players are definitely looking forward to.